Your first few months in the gym are the most important of any. If you do it right, you set yourself up for a lifetime of consistency and success. If you do it wrong, you end up falling off the wagon and the roller coaster continues. I know this because I've trained thousands of hours of in-person personal training here in my private training facility, and the majority of that time was spent with beginners. If we've never met before, my name is Matteo, and today I'm gonna make getting in shape stupidly simple for you by giving you an exact blueprint of what you should be doing in the gym during your first few months as a beginner. Whether you have a home gym setup like this, or you have a fully stocked commercial gym, I'm gonna lay it all out for you and we're gonna design the plan together. First, we'll figure out which exercises you need to be doing in the gym, and then we'll talk about how many sets and reps you should be doing. And finally, I'll show you how to pick the perfect weights to use for your workout specifically. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tie it all together and give you a nice tidy plan that you can use starting today. The very first thing we need to do before we even talk about selecting exercises is just pick how many days per week you're gonna be going to the gym. This is a great idea if you wanna set yourself up for success in the consistency department. If you feel like 3 or 4 days per week in the gym right now is just more than you can commit to because you have prior engagements scrolling on feetfinder.com or something, then you need to select 3 or 2 days per week. Select whatever the bare ass minimum is for you that you're like, fuck, it would have to be a natural disaster to make it so that I couldn't go to the gym 2 days per week at 30 minutes each. Fantastic. And look, if you're a relative beginner or you've taken some time off to the gym, whether you got busy or you got injured or whatever, you're just getting back into things, 2 or 3 days a week working out, that can make you fitter. It'll make you more muscular. It'll make you stronger. It'll help you with your fat loss goals. It's fucking awesome. And don't let anyone tell you that 2 or 3 workouts a week is not better than nothing. Okay, start where you're at, use what you have. If we are gonna do 2 or 3 workouts a week, that automatically makes full body workouts the best idea. Because if we just have 3 workouts a week, we're not gonna be splitting things up into arm day and chest day and head and shoulders, knees and toes day. We are just gonna train our whole body every time we go to the gym, which again, is really simple, easy thing for a beginner to wrap their head around. And we only really have to build 2 workouts, right? Even if we go twice a week, we have an A workout and a B workout. If we go 3 days a week, we can do the A workout on Monday, the B workout on Wednesday, and the A workout again on Friday. And then next week, BAB, ABA, and so on. ABBA. It's a good way to remember that. Now that we know we are gonna do full body workouts, let's just say 3 days a week, we're gonna design 2 workouts, 2 full body workouts. And the easiest way to do that is just to pick one exercise for each muscle group that we're gonna be training while we're in the gym. So here are some beginner friendly exercises that you can select, but you don't have to use my list. If you want to create your own list and write down exercises that you know, exercises that you enjoy, that you have access to as far as equipment goes, and exercises that train the body parts that you want to train. You might not care about getting a bigger, more jacked back. I want that because I think it looks fucking cool and meaty. And once you've got your list, then you just go through the list and you're like, okay, here's my workout. I'm gonna build it. For my glutes and my hamstrings, I'm gonna do deadlifts with a dumbbell. I'm gonna do goblet squats for my quads. I'm gonna do push-ups for my chest. I'm gonna do dumbbell single arm rows for my back. I'm gonna do some overhead extensions for my triceps. I'm gonna do curls for my biceps. My shoulders are gonna get hit with some dumbbell lateral raises. And if we're talking about the pimp category, which is my favorite, just for some extra little accessorizing, getting more jacked forearms, calves, necks, abs, all that little stuff that, if you have a ton of time and you want to throw it in because you're a nerd like me, you could do that. You're like, all right, I'm going to pick an ab exercise too. I didn't write them all out here, but let's just say it's sit-ups. Okay, so now we've got one exercise for each main muscle group. And that's essentially our first workout right there in the training plan. That's workout A. So it's basically just a choose your own adventure type deal. And now we have the full workout A listed here. We've got 8 exercises. They aren't the same ones I picked on the board because I'm being chaotic, but this is workout A right here. Now, this isn't actually enough. A lot of guys will write down their exercises and be like, okay, here's my workout plan. Are you kidding me? Dude, this is a list of exercises. This doesn't tell me what I need to be doing in the gym. How many sets should I be doing? How many reps am I gonna be doing? How much weight am I gonna be using? And where do I go after the very first week, right? So now we're gonna plug in how many sets and reps we're gonna be doing. Oh, by the way, if you don't wanna use a notebook to keep track of all your training because it's messy and you don't wanna lug one of these around in the gym, I'm like you. I have a free workout builder that'll help you select all these exercises and track everything in a nice tidy spreadsheet. It's totally for free and you can grab it using the link in the description box. Let's just keep everything super simple. In this very first week, when you're getting yourself into the gym or getting back to the gym after a layoff, you are ultra sensitive to training. So you don't need a ton of stimulus in the gym. You don't need to do a ton of sets or really hard sets in order to send a signal to your body that it's time to grow new muscle and get stronger. So we're gonna just start with one set across the board with absolutely everything. Bet you that that will make you sore right away. So there's no need to do way more and absolutely bury yourself in the gym. Let's just ease you in, one set across the board, and I'll show you how we can ramp that up after. Pretty common, simple notation you can use to track your sets is 1x or 1 by. So it just shows that we're doing one set of goblet squats this week. We still don't have a plan, right? It's just one set of goblet squat or lateral raise or whatever. That doesn't really give us as much context as we need. So how many individual repetitions of that goblet squat should we actually be doing? Again, just to keep things ultra simple and drive home the fact that you just need to start being consistent in the gym and training with weights and getting better at this stuff. Let's just use a really broad rep range of anywhere from 5 to 15 reps per set across the board on each of your exercises. This is gonna be a great rep range. It's gonna help you get stronger. It's gonna help you build more muscle. And really anything in that spectrum, it's gonna be beneficial for you. So there you can see 1 by 5 to 15. So you can see that this denotes the sets, and these are the rep ranges that we're gonna be shooting for, anywhere from 5 to 15 reps on that goblet squat, and we'll know we're in the right place. Now let's talk about how to find the correct weights that you should be using for 5 to 15 reps. The easiest and safest way to do this is just warming your way up to a challenging weight for the reps that are outlined there. So if it says 5 to 15 reps with goblet squats, you might go into the gym and goblet squat the 10-pound dumbbell, and you're like, yeah, okay, that was pretty easy. I did 10 reps with the dumbbell. I feel like I could have done 100 more if I had to. So you're like, okay, that's way too easy. You put that back, you go back to the dumbbell rack, you pick up the 35-pound dumbbell. You squat that for 10 reps and you're like, okay, this is a bit more of a challenge, but I still feel like I could have done like 20 more reps with this and just kept on going until I got so tired or bored that I didn't want to continue. So you put the 35-pound dumbbell back, and guess what? This is actually starting to feel like a pretty good little warm up as you're working your way up to heavier weights, which is an added bonus. You pick up the 55, you do a set of squats, you get to 10, you get to 11, you stand up on the 12th rep, you're like, ugh. Your legs are shaking. Despite you pushing as hard as you can, the weight is slowing you down. It's offering a good amount of resistance. You feel like you could maybe only do 1 or 2 more reps until, your technique would break down and you didn't squat as deep on the next one, or it just didn't feel good anymore. You put that weight down, and you write down in your logbook that you use the 55-pound dumbbell, and that's your weight for the day. When you're tracking the weights that you use and the reps that you did in the gym, you can just write the weight 55 by 12 reps. And you can do this across the board with all the exercises in your training plan. And the first week will be a little bit of a feeler week where you come in, you kind of suss things out, you do lateral raises with the 5-pounders, then the 10s, and you figure out all the challenging weights. Lucky for you, you really only need to do 1 challenging set of each exercise across the board. You write everything down. You come in, the next time you go to the gym, you do workout B and do the same thing. But next week when you come into the gym, you already have a logbook that basically tells you what rough neighborhood you should be in with the weights. And you know that you're gonna do a warm-up set or 2, and you're working your way up to like 55 pounds or so on the goblet squat, right? So you already have a little bit of a landmark next time you come in. It's not as time consuming. I know there's gonna be some dad bod David in the comment section that's like, blah, 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 who's gonna do lateral raises for sets of 6? Who's gonna do over 10 reps on the squat, yada, yada. Look, this is where the actual magic of training comes into play, and where I want you to start taking control and ownership over your training program. Because on the second week, when you come into the gym, you can add sets where you like, meaning you can do a little bit more work on the exercises where you feel like you could handle it. If you did 1 set of squats last week and your legs were fucking destroyed for 6 days, don't come in and add sets to it. Just do 1 set again until you feel like you need to add more work. And when you do need to add sets, just add 1 at a time, please. Ask me how I know. Additionally, if you did the squats and you did a set of 12 with the 55-pound dumbbell in week 1 and it felt really good and your legs got good and pumped and everything felt good connective tissue wise and your joints felt good, and just your quads and your glutes got blown up, amazing. Sets of, roughly 12 reps are gonna feel really good. However, if you did a set of 12 and it was just like, oh my God, my lower back is so pumped by the end of the set of squats, I'm just out of breath, I can't hold the dumbbell anymore, my legs were not the limiting factor here, then maybe you can adjust the rep range for the following week and add 5 pounds, let's say, go to 60 pounds and try doing a little bit fewer reps, maybe in the 5 to 10 rep range, and see how things feel there. Same thing with the lateral raises. Maybe you do a set of 5 and you're like, oh, my shoulders just ache and my elbows and my wrists hurt like I'm 90 years old. Next time, lighten the weight up and try doing a set of 10 to 15 reps. Maybe that feels a little bit better for you. And then you kind of are starting to learn that, hey, this exercise works better for me in this specific rep range. You can adjust that in your training log and just work your way from there. And over the next month, you aim to add some reps where you can on your exercises, moving your lateral raise from the 10-pound dumbbells for a set of 10 to a set of 15 or maybe 2 sets of 15, that means you're getting stronger, which means that your delts are probably getting bigger too, which is really great. And maybe once you get to 15 reps with the lateral raises across 2 or 3 sets, then you add a little bit of weight and you go to the 12.5-pound dumbbells. And again, you start back at 10 reps or so and you work your way back up, getting stronger over time. Just 1 month of consistently training with these full body workouts, doing real challenging sets and aiming to add some weight and reps where you can will be a fantastic step in the right direction for you if you're relatively new to the gym. I know this was a ton of information. It's kind of like drinking through a fire hose, but go back and watch the video again. Follow along with a notebook, create your own training program. I could keep talking about this stuff forever, but I'm going to intentionally cut it off here so you don't get overwhelmed by things. If you have any specific questions about this stuff, leave it in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matteo, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.